What's up, guys? It's Reeps US here, and I want to talk about what's been going down at Amazon. Their AWS has been having some issues over the last number of weeks. I actually wanted to talk about this back on December 7th. I just didn't get a time to record this video, though. Basically, it took a lot of services down. This was the US East location, number 1 in Virginia. So it took a lot of stuff down here. RT reports it took down McDonald's, Disney Plus, Venmo. There's a whole bunch of stuff, obviously. Tinder, FanDuel. Now, we look here at other reports here on DCD here. They talk about things like different gaming platforms being taken down. And so the issue is what happened. Now, a lot of people think that a service like AWS is infallible. At the end of the day, it still, relies on, I guess, human error, human competency, and, proper administration of the data center and all the systems that go with it. We may never really know what took it down, but obviously it was quite disruptive. I also want to talk about why a lot of people are using the US East 1 location. A lot of times it actually defaults. If you open up an EC2 account, usually it defaults somewhere like easy and cheap, like Virginia or maybe Ohio. And you can look here, it's actually, in this article here, they say, yeah, North Virginia, US East 1, is the cheapest. Ohio is pretty much tied, and they say Oregon. So, yeah, anytime I've seen EC2 users, normally it seems to put them in North Virginia or Ohio. So it took down a lot of users, a lot of locations. So basically what they said is internal documents and communication from Amazon were reporting that, network devices were receiving way more traffic than they're able to process. So when I hear that, to me, that sounds to me like either one, a capacity issue, or number two, some kind of DOS attack. And so it looks like, some employees did believe it might have been an orchestrated DNS attack of some sort. It was just simply too much traffic, though. It wouldn't have been DNS alone, unless I guess maybe it was some kind of UDP attack that was targeting the DNS server. That's possible. Amazon did come out and say that they rely heavily on internal DNS, which is, of course, a single point of failure. We may never know. The bottom line is, if you relied on that location, relied on AWS, your services would have been down for quite some time. And actually, to make it worse, now just a number of days ago here, on December 22nd, the entire data center lost power. It took off so many other services like Coinbase, Fortnite, Hulu, Quora. So I guess what it comes down to is this, guys. You have to understand what you're doing and where you're placing your data. I can make whole videos about AWS, and I'm a bit of a competitor, but not really. I don't operate, kind of a massive public cloud service. Ours is more kind of private, for clients who have specialty needs and clients who don't really want to have, be with the masses there. And this is what it comes down to. I'm not going to pick too much on Amazon or AWS, but you have to understand what you're getting into, what you're using. So, for example, if you drive every day to work in a new BMW, a new Lexus, right? Two different types of vehicles. Maybe a bit biased. Probably you say the Lexus are probably more reliable. Probably going to get you there, more times than the BMW would. Not that BMW doesn't have some awesome cars, but there's kind of the track record of reliability. But still, even with the BMW, you probably would say on average, if you have it maintained well, it should probably be more reliable than a lot of public transit. So when you're sharing public transit, what can happen is, of course, there's so many people using it, you could be locked out of the system. Maybe there's a problem on the SkyTrain one day, or the Metro, whatever you call it, wherever you are. Maybe the bus system is not working right, or you have a bus that's not working, or your bus doesn't come. So the same kind of thing with AWS or any really massive public wide open cloud service, right? They're selling some of the services at bottom dollar, although I would argue, depending if you're paying per minute or per second on the kind of resources, it actually might cost you more than a lot of other providers. But that's a whole different story. I just want to talk about the fact that when we are sharing these massive cloud services, this can happen. I guess you could probably, balance this out by being at other locations, but it actually impacted the AWS site directly. A lot of clients were reporting that they actually could not access their services for AWS that were running in other locations. And this kind of comes down to the summary here that Amazon had, right? Because, they're supposed to be distributed, but obviously this issue caused clients unable to really get to their own control panel, right, within AWS. And it's kind of reported here in the summary of what happened in the US East 1 location. So they talked about the service impacts here. They said a lot of the impacts were not actually directly impacted. Sorry, a lot of the workloads were not directly impacted by those internal issues. But they did cause, customers to be unable to still access them. So they're saying the main network wasn't affected, but there's some customer that still experiences, I guess, what you could say outages because of AWS. I guess the front end was basically broken. So yeah, they said that people running EC2 though, they were unaffected. That's different than what I read. You can check social media, and a lot of people, they were saying that they were impacted even though they were not on the US East location. The down detector at the time actually also showed that there was quite a massive outage. So this kind of proves a little bit otherwise. Now, I'm not disputing entirely what AWS said about what happened. It might have been mainly in Virginia, but obviously a lot of the kind of control plane stuff that happened was traveling through there, and the inability of traffic to pass through their internal systems looks like it caused issues for people all over the east coast of North America. So that's kind of my wrap up on this one, guys. I'm wondering what you guys think about this. Do you use EC2 or AWS services of any sort? And how does your company plan to mitigate against these possible issues? And are you aware of the vulnerability of running out of one data center? So these are just my thoughts, guys. I'm really looking forward to hearing what your company does, what your thoughts are on these issues, and how do you take your approach to distributing your services to keep them online? Okay, well, guys, thanks for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.